Hey, Miss McDougal's class. I decided to do my social justice project on the issue of homosexuality. Now, I know homosexuality isn't going to be the most popular thing, especially concerning the Catholic Church. But the real point of our religion is to teach us to accept everybody. That was Jesus' thoughts, and I think that's the thoughts that we should translate in our society today. Now, I want to tell you some facts that I found out when I was researching for this project that really just made me think about the issue in a different way. I first found a quote that said, Elizabeth Sandlund, editor of the Swedish Christian newspaper Dagen, wrote, "I cannot find a single word in the Bible supporting the idea of same-sex marriage." K.G. Hammar, former Archbishop of the Church of Sweden and largest Lutheran church in the world, said, "True, but at the same time you will find hundreds of passages supporting the idea that women shouldn't express their opinions in public. So if I were you, I'd use quotes from the Bible far more cautiously." Did you know that homosexuality is found in over 1,500 species? Homophobia is found in only one. So, which one seems unnatural now? Homophobia comes from the two Greek words homo and phobia. Homo meaning same, and phobia meaning irrational fear or hatred. Let's point out that that's irrational. An irrational fear of someone who is in love. 53% of Americans support gay marriage. That's more than half. Genetic investigations provide strong evidence for a heritable component to male and female sexual orientation. 61.1% of students felt unsafe at school due to their sexual orientation. Every hour of every day, a hate crime is performed on someone of homosexual orientation in the United States. 20 to 40% of homeless youth identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender. Now I want to move on to the topic that I'm really trying to get at with this project. Homophobic bullying. It's a fact that homosexual teens are 2 to 3 times more prone to bullying than their heterosexual counterparts. And that leads to the fact that homosexual youth are 4 times more likely to commit suicide. And I think we all know that that's a very serious issue. No matter what your gender, your sexual orientation, your race, no one should have to resort to taking their own life. And I think that's why I wanted to do this project. See, the social issue isn't homosexuality or even homophobic bullying. I think the main social issue for this topic is ignorance. People are ignorant to the fact that their words and actions can drive somebody to a point where they feel like they're worthless, and that the only way to escape it all is to take their own life. People are ignorant to the fact that people of different sexual orientations are just as much people as they are. They have the same feelings, and they can be hurt just as easily. And I think the reason for this ignorance is that people think that they have an excuse. People find most of their excuses in the church. The Catechism of the Catholic Church says, "They do not proceed from a genuine, affective, and sexual complementary. Under no circumstances can they be approved." But if that was it, I wouldn't be sitting here doing this project for you. There's more that the Catechism says that actually makes homosexual bullying wrong. The Catechism of the Catholic Church goes on to say, "The number of men and women who have deep-seated homosexual tendencies is not negligible. This inclination, which is objectively disordered, constitutes for most of them a trial. They must be accepted with respect, compassion, and sensitivity. Every sign of unjust discrimination in their regard should be avoided. These persons are called to fulfill God's will in their lives, and if they are Christians, to unite to the sacrifice of the Lord's cross the difficulties they may encounter with their condition." So yes, the Catechism of the Catholic Church does say that homosexuality goes against the flow of the earth. But it's not banning it. It's saying that it's inevitable. The only thing that it is banning is people mistreating these people. And that means specifically homophobic bullying. So how can we stop homophobic behavior? After all, homophobic behavior is something that's banned by God, just like murder or stealing. It's something that we need to work against. First of all, I think we need to omit words from our vocabulary that we use on a daily basis that are disrespectful to homosexual people, such as gay or fag or dyke, which I'm pretty sure we've all used as derogatory terms. Next, we need to realize something that's really kind of obvious. Homosexuality isn't contagious. Being friends with somebody who's homosexual isn't going to make you homosexual. God tells us to accept people not because of what they are, but because of their moral character. So befriend a gay. who cares? That one action can start a revolution to change the minds of many. I think the most potent way to battle against homophobia is to teach others that homosexuality isn't wrong. First, of course, you need to change your own mind, but if you get to teach just one person and then they teach another person, we're creating a whole new generation of people that are more tolerant of not just homosexual people, but all races, sexual orientations, and anything else that pulls us apart from each other. And I'm teaching you. I'm teaching you what I think God wants us all to know, that one of the most important things in our lives is to be accepting of everybody. Jesus accepted the tax collectors, the prostitutes, the lowest life of the society. And he was the Son of God. And we're just people. Why can't we just accept somebody who's just a little bit different from us? Are we as people so insecure about ourselves that we would go as far as pushing somebody into as terrible a disease as depression, or even further into suicide? And I want you to think how you could live for the rest of your life knowing that you were a small factor or a main cause of somebody taking their own life. Those kind of things stay with you. And it's not just the element of suicide, but depression too. If we all think of anybody that we've looked down on or made fun of, and I'm sure we all have, they're all feeling a little bit of depression. I know I've felt depression, and I think some of you have too, and I think we all know that it's a terrible, terrible thing. Why would we push somebody into that? I know that we can't live knowing that we were a part in someone killing themselves, but can we live knowing that somebody is dead inside for the rest of their lives? Because of us. Listen, I'm not trying to put us through any kind of guilt trip or anything like that. I just want to get through to everybody that we need to change our ways if we want society to move forward. Seriously, think about it. God says to love thy neighbor. Are we supposed to make an exception if they're gay? Or we also think that sin is natural and homosexuality isn't natural, but homosexuality is a sin. I don't think that makes much sense. Famous actor and television star Neil Patrick Harris. Actor known for his roles as Magneto and Gandalf, Ian McKellen. Famous frontman of the band Queen, Freddie Mercury. Some even speculate Leonardo da Vinci, the famous painter. All these people, gay and proud of it, and they contributed so much to society. In fact, did you know without Leonardo da Vinci we wouldn't have the invention of the scissors? In conclusion, I'm not really trying to change your thoughts on homosexual rights or anything like that. I don't want you to think any differently than what you would feel natural to think about, but I just want to change one thing. I want to stop the homophobic bullying. That's the root of the problem, and I think it needs to be solved. After all, there's really no reason why anybody should bully another person. Nobody should feel that they're above anybody else, or vice versa, nobody should feel below anybody else. Everyone is created equal in God's eyes, so there's no reason to push people down and make them feel bad about themselves just so that you can feel good about yourself. This pertains specifically to the homophobic bullying case, but on a broader scale to everybody who's ever been bullied. So to reiterate, I think the most important thing to change this issue is to inform other people and to teach other people. And I hope in my presentation I've taught you. And it's my hopes that through my presentation you'll teach other people and we'll have a greater society to look forward to in the future. So thank you for listening to my presentation, and if my presentation has changed any of your thoughts or even just strengthened any of your thoughts, making you think that you want to do something about this issue, there's a group on Facebook that I'm a part of that I think will really appreciate you joining it. It's called Wipe Out Homophobia on Facebook. Join the group and you petition that you are against homophobic bullying of any kind, and that everybody should be treated equally. Not only am I sure that they'd appreciate it, but I'd appreciate it. It would make me feel like this presentation has really done something, and that I've made a change to further the cause in the fight against gay bullying. Thank you for listening. Devin DeSantos out. Bah.